Education agenda 4 years and beyond, the Minister of Education, Dr. Yawose Duchum, said the National Standards Test will start rolling out in November this year.
All fourth graders this year are going to be tested across the length and breadth of this country, every one of them, so that we'll see the challenges that is confronting us as a nation, and they will give them 1 year. We give them 1 year during the 5th grade of primary 5 to do intervention. We'll test them again in primary 6. The following year, we're even going to begin from primary 2, primary 4, primary 6, and beyond. This year, every student will be tested at 4th grade level. National standardized test, which has been done in Singapore and other places, is going to be a reality under the watch leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So parents, our goal is simple. We want to know whether your child can read or not. And the report will be generated and given to every single parent in this country in mathematics and literacy, for them to really know whether their students are doing well or not. And then we'll have an opportunity to track them longitudinally. We want to take advantage of technology to digitize education in Ghana.
On STEM education, the minister mentioned that 10 new schools are at various phases of completion to ensure a smooth takeoff of the initiative.
STEM high schools, there are about 10 of them that are going to be open in this country. Various stages of construction at this point. Some of them have come to close to finishing, like Abomosu, V-block schools, big campus, boarding school, almost completed. It is going to be operationalized so well. I've been assured by the Ghana Education Service that headmasters will be there some 3 months before the school open. Libraries will be stocked with books before they open. At the schools open, there won't be any school where we don't have science labs. That will be a thing of the past. In each one of these schools that you see, the Abomosu and other schools that are under construction, you are going to see that they have 12 science labs.
Dr. Yawose Duchum noted government is building a robust education system worthy to compete in the 21st century.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Education, Dr. Yawose Duchum, also disclosed that the country has so far spent over 7 billion cedis for the rollout of the free senior high school program.
Free senior high school budget allocation. In 2017, we spent 480 million. In 2018, we spent 1,167,861,816, all in cedis. 2019, 1,682,641,924, and the following year there will be an adjustment there because of COVID, but the actual budget was 2,429,257,748. That will be revised because of the COVID and the academic year changes. And this year is 1,974,021,968, all in cedis. In all, we spent to date 7,703,783,456 cedis.
Now, away from education, a defunct clinic block which was weak and endangered the lives of people for several years on the premises of the La Wireless cluster of schools has been demolished by the La Dadekotopon Municipal Assembly. The assembly, which was following the report of Metro TV program, has now given them a new polytank and provided street light for the school. These actions follow the sustainable coverage of poor light of the school on Metro television program called Community Watch with Gabriel Ni Obodai Togwe Ashon.
The La Wireless cluster of schools in the La Dadekotopon municipality in Accra was established in 1919 under British colonial rule. The school was one of the locations the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, visited during her official tour of Ghana in 1999. Over the past 100 years, though, La Wireless cluster of schools has not received any major infrastructural makeover. In September 2020, Metro TV's Community Watch team received an urgent call of a robbery incident in the school. The operation was to pick a polytank from the school but was foiled.
You can see from behind you the platform. There's been a polytank, 10,000 liters capacity, that was donated by Rotary Club, Accra North, to the early child of the cluster. And it is storing water for more than 10 years today. Early this morning, I was called that they have taken the tank away.
Head teachers of the school lamented about insecurity and the need for an urgent intervention.
And the lack of security lights is our major problem. They have turned this place into a weed-smoking place. We have complained and we are tired. And the least thing you say, at times the community, they will tell you that you are not for this place. If you even joke, they will beat you.
The Community Watch team also highlighted this defunct clinic, which had become a death trap. It had been earmarked for demolition 3 years ago, but no action taken yet.
Let's see this crack, deep crack. And interestingly, the Ladade-Kotopon Municipal Assembly has written an inscription on it since 2017 that this is a dangerous structure and ought to be demolished, but nothing has been done about it. There are over 1,000 pupils on this compound. It is very likely that at some point, if the pupils come over to play, this wall with both sides cracked and the bottom also weak, it may fall over the pupil, and we may have yet another incident of disaster being recorded here at the La Wireless cluster of schools.
We met the municipal chief executive, Solomon Kote-Nikwe, who promised to address the concerns raised.
The way the wireless school is, it's been there, since 1919. As we speak now, before this year ends, we are cutting sword. We are changing the whole school. The structure that we are referring to, we are demolishing the structure. We are demolishing some of the school buildings. We will change the school entirely. And you will like it.
In January 2021, we followed up and highlighted that the challenges were yet to be addressed.
6 months ago when we came over here, the pupils weren't on campus. Now they are back and still nothing has been done about this weak structure standing on their premises. And see the inscription, keep off, danger, demolished by LADMA. Keep off, danger, demolished by LADMA. 15th June 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. We are now in 2021 and nothing has been done about it.
It has been a concern to us all these years, It used to be our assembly hall. Okay. Then one day we were in a meeting, then we heard a crack. And we realized that we are endangering our lives.
Following the team's sustained coverage, the challenges of the school have received some attention. A new water tank has been donated, a new washroom made operational, the clinic block demolished, and street lights provided to improve security.
We've been able to fix street lights, number of street lights in the school. They were complaining of their water tank. We've given them water tank. When you go there now, we have a new washroom facility that is running. We've done a number of things in the wireless school just to change the environment.
The municipal chief executive, Solomon Kote-Nikwe, promises to do more to improve education within the municipality. Gabriel Ni Obodai Tokba Ashon, Metro TV, La, Accra.
Now to some other stories. About 30 professionals from different backgrounds who have successfully passed out with Executive Master's Certificate in Alternative Dispute Resolution, ADR, have been charged to invest in technology to help in the discharge of their duties. Chief Executive Officer of the Gami and Gami Group, Austin Gami, who is also an astute ADR practitioner, made the call at the school's graduation ceremony.
Alternative Dispute Resolution (ADR) practice has been identified as an important tool in augmenting effort of the justice system. With time, the sector keeps making strides as practitioners keep increasing. However, with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, practitioners say cases are dropping. The GAME and GAME Group, in training professionals from diverse backgrounds to become experts in ADR, is positioning training procedures to be abreast with the times to ensure that ADR is still effective. Austin Game made the charge at the school's cohort 23rd graduation ceremony.
Invest in gadgets and data to keep up with the times we find ourselves in. You will also need to embrace the reality that COVID-19 has shaped and changed the dynamics of a conflict situation in many instances. More importantly, those who embraced the idea of online dispute resolution more than a decade ago prepared to...
Precisely because I'm one, and with the years of experience dealing with colleagues, when it comes to what we call out-of-court settlements, the judges have been, encouraged to promote that in court. But the issue is, do all of them actually really understand the concept and practice of it? That is one. But the biggest challenge has to do with colleague lawyers. When you, as an ADR person, you want to go into a dialogue with an ADR practitioner,
Now we're crossing to Nigeria, where we're told the popular Nigerian televangelist prophet TB Joshua spent his last days in the service of God and left behind a legacy of service and sacrifice to God's kingdom, according to an official statement from his church. Timotope Bolabon.
As things stand, you may have realized it will not be easy for me to celebrate my birthday under the present circumstances.
Let's help one another. Let's hold each other's hands. And whatever happens to us, let's give praise to the Almighty God.
According to The Cable, a Nigerian online news portal, 57-year-old Temitope Balongon Joshua was flown to Turkey to undergo a treatment after he suffered a stroke 2 months ago. The church, in a statement via the official social media handles, said God has taken his servant, Prophet TB Joshua, home as it should be by divine will. Prophet TB Joshua leaves a legacy of service and sacrifice to God's kingdom, that is, living for generations yet unborn. TB Joshua's ministry is globally recognized through his television platform, Emmanuel TV, run by the church as one of Nigeria's biggest Christian broadcast stations, available worldwide on digital and terrestrial switches.
Still staying with the story, joining us now from Nigeria via Zoom to look into this particular legacy of the late prophet TB Joshua is Dela Modu, a journalist, publisher and businessman who is also the chairman of the Ovation Media Group. To help us discuss this, a very good evening to you and welcome to Metro News, Chief. Hello, good evening. Good evening, Chief, and welcome to Metro News. Hello, Chief. Okay, we're getting to Nigeria.
Good evening, Ghana.
Thank you so much for your time, Chief.
Good evening, Ghana.
Thank you very much, Chief. Chief, let us understand how, you get to receive this news of the passing of Prophet TB Joshua.
Well, I think it was around after 1 night that I got a frantic call from a Nigerian publisher, a former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore. I was asleep. So didn't see his missed call maybe 4:30 a.m. Then I called him and he said, oh, he had picked up information that Prophet TB Joshua has passed on. And he was trying to confirm with me if it was true because of my closeness to the man of God. So I immediately started working the phones. I was calling all my contacts. I called Prophet TB Joshua's direct line. It rang out, nobody picked it. Then I sent a message on his WhatsApp. It delivered, still no response, which was unusual, because I know that Prophet TB Joshua, he worked day and night. He was a man who really, really overworked himself in the service of God and humanity. So then I started calling some important contacts. And the first one told me, this person was in Germany, that it seems it is true. Then I called another contact in South Africa who was almost in tears, and the same person said it was true. So what do we do? I was afraid to go to town without being absolutely sure. But after a while, I spoke to a friend who had traveled with us to Nazareth 2 years ago with the prophet. We were in Israel together. And this source confirmed to me and gave me the blow-by-blow account of what happened yesterday evening. And so that was how I went to town, and I released a message and our pictures together. And since then, we've had no rest in Nigeria. Then I went also on Twitter. I saw that it was actually trending in America. I couldn't believe it, that Prophet TB Joshua was #1. It was trending in America. And so that was it. It's been a very bad day for Nigeria, a very sad day for Africa and the world.
I perfectly understand how you're feeling at this time. But in fact, his last broadcast, he actually sang a song there. Will you be ready? Will you be ready? Will you be ready when the Lord shall come? Do you think he foresaw the death of his death coming?
Obviously, he must have had a premonition, because I was told he came down, he went to join the Emmanuel TV partners. He was dressed in black, and he didn't stay long. He just said, there's a time to come and there's a time to leave. So I believe he departed at the appointed time. And may God receive his soul, and may his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace. You have that close relationship with him, but it's a sad moment. But what would you say is your fondest memory with him?
There are so many. I don't know which ones or how much time we've got on this program, but I will try to summarize. My first encounter with him was about 2 decades ago, when he sent a journalist friend of mine, Gideon Oshokwaya, to reach out to me that I would like to feature on the cover of Ovation. I'd heard about him prior to that time, but I'd never met him. So he went to the Synagogue of Nations, and he said he would love to be interviewed by Ovation. So we set to work. We agreed on the fees. He ordered 5,000 copies in advance, paid in full. And then we printed the magazine in London, brought the magazine to Nigeria. So the 5,000 he ordered. So I called him and I said, it was ready. So he sent copies over for him. And when I got there, he was excited. So I asked him, when are we to deliver the rest of the copies? Over 4,900 and something copies. And he said, oh, go and sell it. and he used the money. I couldn't believe it. A man paid for 5,000 copies of a magazine, and he took only 10 copies, and he said I should go and sell the rest and keep the money. I couldn't believe it. Then he called me a few days later. I said I should come. Then I went there again. He said, oh, there is trouble. I said, what's the problem? He said, my wife is not happy. Why? Is there anything you know that? She said, no. The madam said, how can I feature you on your cover? That her own picture is not there. And he told the wife that, but you don't like publicity. If you know the wife, affect, gently, you know. And the wife told him that, oh, Ovation is different. Ovation, I won't mind to feature in Ovation. The other papers you can do, your own, but as for Ovation, I want. So we have to do another cover the following month. The first time we have annuality back to back on the cover of Ovation. And that was how our relationship started. Fast forward, many years later, we would do other things with him. I remember some years back, maybe about 5-6 years ago, I had cataract in both eyes, and I had to go for surgery in England. So I had successfully done the operations, and one night, in the middle of the night, I saw an unknown number calling me frantically. Who could this be in the middle of the night? Then when I picked it, it turned out to be Prophet TB Joshua. And he said, he calls me Alagba. Alagba is like my big brother. I'm older than him by about 4 years. So he said, Alagba, where are you? I said, I'm in London. He said, I heard you have problems with your eyes. I said, yes, sir. He said, so how is it now? I said, I have done the surgery and it was successful. He said, okay, fine, good. God will always be with you. We all love you. We love what you are doing. He said, but I would like to pay for the surgery. I said, I've already paid. He said, no, I should send him my accounts that he would love to pay. And then that was how he forced me to send the bill to him, and he paid. That's what Prophet TB Joshua for you. Then 2 years ago again, I got a call from him one day. He said, Chief, I'm doing a crusade in Israel. Yes.
Hello. Yes. I can tell you can go on and on and on, like you said earlier on, from the back of the. I said we can go on and on. But quickly yes. Tell us, what would you say is a legacy he's left behind?
It's a legacy of love, of generosity, of godliness. He was a very simple man. He gave to the poor. He will carry, heavy load of rice on his head, and he will be distributed to the poor in his neighborhood. And he touched lives everywhere, including Ghana. I remember the encounter with the former president of Ghana, Jonathan Mills. That's another story for another day. I mean, that was the man. He touched people, poor, the old, the young, the rich, everybody. He touched everybody. So many presidents were at his beck and call, and I believe he lived a very glorious life, and he departed gloriously.
Okay, now tell us, with his passing, what does the leadership of the Synagogue Church look like? Who takes over from him?
Well, I've been saying all day that I see a lot of similarities between him and the late Bishop Benson Idahosa, who also passed on before he was 60, and his wife took over. I believe that Prophet TB Joshua's wife would take over. She's very formidable, very, very much like him. She never saw herself as a first lady in good freely with the ordinary, the church, and they love her. And I saw her in action when we were in Israel. I mean, so she was laying her hands on heads. I mean, she's a very strong woman in faith. And I believe she will be able to lead the church formidably. She's very well prepared for that.
Okay, we are most grateful for your time, Chief Modolo, for joining us to speak on this Prophet TB Joshua story. So that was Chairman of the Ovation Media Group, Chief Dele Momodu. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back with more news.
As a mother and wife, My priority is making sure my family is protected at all times. That is why I never forget to give my angel a Flora disposable handkerchief to keep germs and sweat at bay. When Habi is out in the fields, I'm rest assured of Flora coming in handy anytime he needs it. Even when my daughter Na is out late, I am confident Flora disposable handkerchief will be close enough to save the moment. Flora disposable handkerchiefs are my go-to disposable handkerchiefs any day, anytime, and everywhere. Flora disposable handkerchiefs is affordable and handy. Flora, better than cloth handkerchiefs. Flora is a product of Delta Paper Mill Limited. For inquiries and bulk purchases, call 0243 033 033.
Hisense akane hu bio eye Hisense fridge promo. E 58th May, akopim 8th June, eye Hisense fridge promo. For Hisense showroom bia. Ya tete so mamu say, who fridge dada bi how? Anasa wo hia fridge foforo. E ma opportunity wey ensa ho da. Hisense fridge na efo, eche, eye papa, and chip power. E go no so die on the low. Hisense pay and amount 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. So Hisense fridge papa never grow niema. Kai say, 58th May, akopim 8th June. Aya Hisense fridge promo. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
You're still watching News Night on Metro Television. We'll bring you more stories. Now, a convener of the hashtag Fix the Country campaign has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, IGP James Oponbono, to release the total number of injunctions the Ghana Police Service has procured to stop demonstrations from being held in Accra. And since the Public Order Act 491 was passed, they believe making this away will allow them the opportunity to hit the street. Bekavono, in a letter dated June 3, stated that he is making the request based on his right as stipulated in Article 2, subsection 1F of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, Section 18 in the Right to Information Act 2019. And there is more in this report.
The request of Oliver Baka Vomawo comes after the police service on May 6 secured a High Court restraining order to bar some agitated youth from embarking on a planned protest on May 9. The order, which was granted by Justice Ruby Ayite, prevents the group from proceeding with a protest march on the set day or any other date until the restriction on public gathering is lifted. According to the head of public affairs at the Accra Regional Police Command, the restraining order follows an affidavit filed by the police against conveners of the Fix the Country protest march pursuant to Section 16 of the Police Order Act 1994, Act 491. However, Baka Vomawo in the letter requested a copy of other records of all notifications given to the Ghana Police Service, including meetings, letters, phone calls regarding an intention to demonstrate in Accra since the coming into force of the Public Order Act 491 in 1994. He added that where not all copies or records of the notifications are available, indicate the total number of all notifications to demonstrate in Accra since the coming into force of the Public Order Act 491 in 1994, setting out clearly the number of copies or records of notifications which are unavailable.
The president of the Aflao Traditional Council, Togbe Ameya V, lamenting about the poor road network in the Aflao traditional area. Speaking to Metro News Volta regional correspondent Christiana Ahode, and the chief noted that the state of one of the particular road leading to the cement factory in the area is a source of worry to him.
Many roads in the Aflao, this road leading to a cement factory in the area is in a deplorable state. Many of the youth in the area have found their source of livelihood from the company, but traveling to work has become a difficulty. President of the Aflao Traditional Council, Togbe Amenya Fiti V, is disappointed.
30 to 40% of this light. And the communities from Aflao down to Suka government, down to Jalili, they are hooked on this what? Substation. So we are very grateful to the Diamond Cement. At least they have done something. You know, when we talk of development, we have to expect some nuisance. When every day we talk of development, we should also expect some nuisance. And I know my people are getting some pollutions from the factory, but I'm now talking of what, or the benefit that we derive from the factory too. If all these factories, or if all these communities are benefiting from this factory today.
Some youths who spoke to Metro News say due to the poor nature of the road, the two major courts in the municipality have closed down.
We are suffering, we are really suffering. When it rains, you know, mud splashes on our uniforms. You know, school children are not safe. And, you know, we are really suffering. And even if it is shining, the sun is shining, we do suffer a lot. You can see the dust on the road. You can see that.
This is the biggest factory almost in the whole Volta region. And this road is less than 5 kilometers from here to the factory. Less than 5 kilometers. People are dying. The cars are knocking our parents, our people every blessed day. Even the motor riders are dying. The pregnant women, when they are in labor, it's difficult for us to take them to the hospital.
The people say if nothing is done in the shortest possible time, they will hit the street to register their displeasure.
Still watching News Night. Up next is Business with Winston.
Thank you, Nana Entry. I welcome you to my world of business here on News Night, bringing you updates on the business world. My name is Winston Taki. Now we go straight to the extractive industry. Ghana's gold production dropped by 12.1% to 4.02 million ounces in 2020, compared with 4.57 million ounces in 2019. This represents the biggest fall in 16 years, according to Eric Asubontain, president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. Here's a Dex report right to you. The performance of Ghana's mineral sector declined in 2020 compared to the preceding year. The country, however, retained its position as Africa's top gold producer despite the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Gold production by Ghana's large-scale mines fell by 4.8% to 2.8 million ounces in 2020, while the small-scale gold production fell by 26% to 1.18 million ounces due to supply chain disruptions. The mining sector's contribution to GDP fell to 7.5% in 2020 from 8.6% in 2019. Although the sector retained the biggest contributor to Ghana's tax revenues and export earnings, the volume of manganese produced by Ghana's sole producer, Ghana Manganese Company, declined from 5.383 million tons in 2019 to 5.358 million tons in 2020. This drop in production could be attributed primarily to government directive to stop the company's operation, resulting in the suspension of manganese production in the first quarter of 2020. On the outlook, President of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Eric Asubontain, noted that the gold output of producing member companies in 2021 is forecasted to be between 3.0 million and 3.3 million ounces. Now, moving on, the African Development Bank Group and the Securities and Exchange Commission have signed a $400,000 grant agreement to develop a risk-based supervisory solution for the Ghana capital market. Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete, Director General of the SEC, said the project will enhance SEC's institutional capacity and readiness to transition from a compliance-based to a risk-based supervision approach for the securities market. Here's more for you. The grant from the Africa Development Bank's Capital Market Development Trust Fund will finance the provision of technical assistance and capacity building for the Securities and Exchange Commission, the market regulator, and the Ghana Stock Exchange. It will also enable the development and streamlining of policy and regulatory frameworks for pooled funds and support the broadening of the market instruments through the introduction of products such as asset-backed securities. Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete, commended the Africa Development Bank for supporting the development of a risk-based solution to bolster the Commission's capacity to fulfill its mandate. The objectives of the project were aligned with the priorities of the bank's country strategy for Ghana on measures to stimulate capital market development and unlock financial resources to advance Ghana's industrialization agenda. The $400,000 grant agreement will benefit capital market participants in Ghana, including securities issuers and investors, as well as to broaden available products and structures for savings and investment. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission says it will cooperate with the Ghana Stock Exchange and other market stakeholders to implement this project.
That'll be it for business here on Newsnight. My name is Winston Taki. Back to you, Nanetri, for the rest of the news.
All right, thank you very much, Winston. You're still watching Newsnight on Metro Television. Remember, all our handles are active: Facebook and YouTube, Metro TV Ghana. We'll be back with entertainment and sports, as well as more international stories.
In Ghana and in Africa, there is only one place to look to get that luxurious design and decor for your offices and homes. Visit Jamila Home. We give you the climax of luxury wherever you find yourself. Presidential and executive office furniture, living room sets, dining set, stunning mirrors, adorable wallpapers, lovely king and queen size beds, valuable antiques and antique goods, beautiful chandeliers and more. Into the bargain, we provide caring customer service, prompt delivery service, skilled and artistic full house design and decor services, and free decor ideas for your space. Our products and service is unparalleled, boasting of top-tier clients all over the globe. Jamila Home, home of first-class quality furniture, beautiful chandeliers, and antiques.
UEFA Euro 2020, Europe's grandest football championship with Europe's grandest players.
Oh, what a goal! Ronaldo, it's a second.
It's not about where it's played, but how it's played. And when it's played on a stage this big by players this intense, it's anyone's game. UEFA Euro 2020. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch UEFA Euro 2020 on dedicated SuperSport channels.
This is sports segment of the news. My name is Phil John Korte. Up next, we'll bring you sports. Welcome back. Let's start with week 28 of the Ghana Premier League. Already at the Accra Sports Stadium, the Phobians and Good Olympics are drawing 1-1. The match should end in the next 15 minutes. By the pick of the pack of the derbies at Accra Sports Stadium. And currently, it's 1-1 between the Accra House of Oak and Kotoko. In the Ashanti derby, a goal from Brazilian Fabio Gama ensured that Kotoko pick all 3 points at Lenkley Sports Stadium.
Will do just that. Now this looks enterprising for Asma as he sends in the cross. That's the first goal from Fabio Gama. Right place, right time. Deadlock is broken. We are in for a game.
Against the run of play. Now, Prince, look at that cross. Delicious cross. And Gama at the right place to not home. And it will be the third goal for Fabio Gama this season for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Kofi Mensah.
That was Kotoko won the game at the Lenkley Sports Stadium against Ashgo. To bring you the results of match day 28 on your screens. Pretty soon find out who won what. It started on Saturday, by the way. It was Mediama that beat Karela by a goal to 0. Brekum Chelsea were at home. They beat King Faisal by 5-0. 5-0 is the scoreline. 11 Wonders had the Wonders on the night because they beat Bechem by 2-1. Dreams FC also managed to beat the gentleman from the central region, that is Elmina Shat. They beat them by 2-1. The Real Gentlemen from the central, that is Ebusua Dros, were at home and they beat Rihanna Stars by a goal to 0 over there. Like I told you earlier, Kotoko and Ashgo ended 1-0 in favor of Kotoko. Liberty Professional, they borrowed Wafers Park and beat them by 3-2 at the Sugakope Park. Currently playing at Accra Sports, Great Olympics and House of Fuka are drawing 1-1. And tomorrow, match day 28 of the match, Ghana Premier League will wrap up with Legon Cities playing against Inter Allies. The Black Stars will leave for Rabat, Morocco tomorrow to engage the Moroccans in an international friendly. There you see them leaving the Cape Coast Sports Stadium as one of their training camps. They will be in Rabat, that is the Moroccan capital, to play against the North Africans tomorrow. They are expected to leave Accra tomorrow by 16 hours GMT. Let's go to Paris, that's the French capital. In the ongoing French Open, former world #1 Roger Federer has withdrawn due to health reasons.
It's fun in some ways, not knowing, like in 17 when I came back, or when nobody really knows, even myself doesn't know what is possible, you know. So it's got a fun angle, but I would prefer it differently, you know. I prefer to be in Rafa's or Novak shoes right now, where they're like, I'm feeling good, you know. If I'm playing well, I'm winning. So I don't have that feeling right now. So for me, it's these are all stepping stones, right, to something that is really important to me. It's the season and it's the comeback, and I need matches like these, you know. We go through what's best now if you count back from Wimbledon and so forth. So it's just a lot going on, you know, but having a match like this, knowing I could have probably played a 5th set, but not knowing how I will wake up tomorrow is interesting, to say the least.
Before we wrap up, let's go to Baku in Azerbaijan, because Mexican driver in the Peugeot, Sergio Perez, has won the Grand Prix over there.
Summer's here and the time is right to go racing in the streets. Welcome along to the Baku City Circuit for the 5th World Championship Grand Prix to take place at this 3.7-mile track. Gasly cuts him off.
Well, those are some of the highlights from Baku, where the Mexican driver won the race ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen over there. That's your sports. My name is Phil John Quarto. Back tomorrow morning. So then, we're going for a commercial break, and Nana will wrap up the news.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Need a little help?
Nobody does it better. At UCS Facility Management, we give you the best in janitorial services, which include high-rise window cleaning, office cleaning, post-construction cleaning, facade washing, deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, swimming pool cleaning, and event janitorial services. Locate us at Jowolu, JA Plant Pool premises, or call us on 0501-666-322 or 0203-299-212 or 0203-299-234. UCS, your property is under our care.
Welcome you back to News Night on Metro Television. Desmond is next with entertainment.
Well, thank you very much, Nana. In entertainment today, I've got news from Kim Promise talking about Ghana's chances with the Grammy Awards. And then we talk about Kim Kardashian and his ex-husband, I could say, Kanye West. She's talked about what exactly happened between them. The details coming up. My name is Desmond Okrekuda. So now let's get into the stories. Ghanaian hip-life artist Kim Promise has called on various stakeholders in the music industry to unite and work hard to secure a Grammy Award for the country. He believes artists should look beyond the borders of Ghana when they make music and tap into the international market.
To the diaspora, we see other Africans market their brands with global skill, and the music speaks for it as well. It cuts across, and it's not just for local audience, and there are so many things to take into consideration. Not every Nigerian got it as well. There are other big Nigerian artists who did not get it. He mentioned that if a Nigerian artist could win the Grammy without any backbiting, it is indeed a win for all of them and a major stepping stone. The Grammy Awards are the most prestigious music award show featured every year. The Grammys are presented by the Recording Academy and recognize musicians at every age and every genre. Ghana did not get any nomination in this year's edition.
All right, so that's it with Kim Promise. Let's talk about Kim Kardashian now, because she broke down in tears as she spoke to her sisters on a family trip in the final episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Can't do this anymore.
Kim Kardashian broke down as she discussed her marriage problems with her sisters on a family trip in the latest episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The reality star filed for divorce from the rapper in February this year. It appears Kim and Kanye had a big fight which eventually broke the camel's back, and the video shows Kim crying, saying she's a failure and a loser for not being able to sustain her third marriage.
Like, I think that why am I still in this place where I'm stuck for years? Like, he goes and moves to a different state every year. I have to be together so I can raise the kids, you know. He's an amazing dad. He's done an amazing job. The whole he still will be. He still will be. I just he'll be better without you there.
Kim and Kanye were still married when the episode of the show was shot. She was previously married to music producer Damon Thomas and professional basketball player Chris Humphries. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West got married in a lavish wedding in Italy in 2014. They have 4 children together: North West, who is 8, Saint West 6, Chicago West 3, and Sam West 2.
Well, news coming in is that Prince Harry and his wife have welcomed their second child, Lily Windsor. That's it for entertainment. My name is Desmond Okrekuda. So back to you, Nana.
That's a good news for the royal family.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're taking a short break and we are back with international news. Okay, so we take our international story where we are told that the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said he was outraged by the killing of Burkina Faso and offered the country the world's body full support. Guterres strongly condemns the heinous attack and underscore the urgent need for international community to redouble support to member states in the fight against violence, extremism, and acceptability of human toll. He spoke to Stephanie on the statement at the back of all what is happening in Burkina Faso. Okay, that'll be all for News Night today. We're back tomorrow with more stories, but before we take leave of you, we take a recap of our top stories. Ten STEM schools to be established as government commit to transform Ghana's education system with focus on technical and vocational education to train as well as science, technology, engineering and math in the next 4 years. Help comes through for Lawale School. Water tank donated, new washroom made operational and street lights provided to improve security. This was after the Metro News reports. Okay, we went to Nigeria where we are told that Prophet TB Joshua has passed and spoke to the Chief Dele Momodu, who is the managing and chief owner of the Ovation magazine. In sports, we were told that the match week 28 of the Ghana Premier League, as we are across our folk, is still on the field playing. On the international front, where UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres outraged by the condemned of killing about 132 people by yet to be identified gunmen in Burkina Faso, and is offering that the world's biggest body to roll in more support. We're done for now. We're back tomorrow with more news, but you can follow our handles, Facebook and YouTube for more stories, Metro TV Ghana. My name is Nana Yawentri. Have a good evening.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Let this be the last time you will try this nonsense with me. You hear me? The next time you try, you hit me.
Raymond, what is this about?
How many times have I told you? Do not touch my stuff without my permission. How many times?
What? This is about the car?
Yes, this is about my car. My car, Abiodun. You have yours. My car.
So what are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do?
I don't want you. You hear me?
I ran out of fuel, and I used your car to take our children to school, Raymond. So what is wrong with that?
You had the common sense, to fill up that car's tank.
Oh, please stop harassing me in my office, Raymond.
I'm harassing you. Do you realize I just missed out on an important meeting this morning?
And you were just wasting some more time standing right there telling me nonsense about taking your car to take the kids.
Shut up! Shut up! Abiodun, shut up! And apologize for once in your life. What, you take my stuff without my permission and then you stand there and have an exchange with me? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? I am your wife for crying out loud, and what belongs to you belongs to me.
Is it? Now that's not include my car keys, my phone, my credit cards, everything.
Everything, Raymond. Everything that belongs to you belongs to me. If you have nothing to hide, why are you fretting?
This will be the very last time I'm going to warn you about this. The next time you try it, take my word for it, Abiodun. You'll not like my reaction. Stay away from my stuff.
Raymond, what happened to you this morning?
Alex. Look, man, I'm sorry. Right? It was Biodo again.
Oh, no. Biodo again. Brother, for what it's worth, you need to stop letting family affairs interfere with your job. And for the fact his dad's company doesn't mean you should take it for granted. Come on.
I know. Right, I know, and I'm sorry. Right, I promise you this will not repeat itself again.
It better. I sent you a memo. Hope you got it.
Oh yes, I saw it. I'm just trying to go through this report and I'll look at it again. I'll revert.
Okay, fine. Oh, yes, that's mainly. Raymond, you need to watch it. The accountant came complaining to me about you taking loans without paying back.
Raymond, what's happening? I hope he did not mention it at the meeting.
Well, he was smart enough to brief me before the meeting, and I covered up for you. You know Dad would not want to hear about that.
Oh, Alex,
what's happening to you, Raymond?
Look, I know that I'm a mess right now, but I promise you,